Hi there, Steve Kaufman here. Today I want to talk about, it's still on language learning, but it's about this whole idea of the world we live in today. And you often hear a lot of doom and gloom about the world we live in today. It's no good. And I came across this tweet from this person who says, something young people need to understand about politics is that older people struggle with change. In your 20s, you imagine you're building a fantastic, groundbreaking new world. In your 40s to 80s, you imagine the best world ever was the one when you were 23. Okay, so that got me thinking. I immediately tweeted back and said, I'm 72. I think the world today is great. And people have this sense that, if you're 20, you think 40 is very old. I once was in a discussion on Twitter or YouTube or something where someone was saying old people have more trouble learning languages. And I went back and I said, what is old to you? And the person came back and said, 40. I'm 72 and I don't feel any older than when I was 20, okay, in my mind. And I think there's so many things about today that are better than before. First of all, statistically, there's less violence. Despite all the stuff that's in the news and everything else, there's crime rates going down. The wars are less deadly. Hopefully, we don't have a conflagration on the Korean Peninsula. There are obviously issues, but there's so many things that are better today. But I should also say that it's pointless to compare. I can only live now. I can't live 20 years ago. I can't live 20 years into the future. I live today. So I better enjoy it. And I've always felt that way. If I'm living in Japan, do I like living in Japan? I'm living in Japan. I'm going to like living in Japan. There's no point in saying, gee, it would be better if I were living somewhere else. So I tend to try to enjoy whatever I'm into. And of course, I'm into, and I should point out, why do I like today? Well, just look at me. Here I got my computer over there. You can't see it. Okay, and there's my computer. I got my iPad. I got my iPod Touch. I'm making this video on my iPhone, which helps me do other things, including telephone, call people. And it's so useful in so many ways. When I was a student, I remember my first year in France, in Grenoble. Of course, I was away from my father. My mother had passed away when I was 16, but I was away. And every 3 weeks, I'd get a letter from my father. Nowadays, I'm in instant contact with my family. I have a son and his family in London. I have one granddaughter at university. Another grandson is away. I can, FaceTime them, Skype them, email, whatever. We're instantly connected, which is nice. And of course, when it comes to language learning, here again, yesterday, my car won't start because the battery's dead. So I get the roadside assistance to come and jumpstart my car, but then the battery still has no juice in it. So I have to drive 40 minutes to the dealer because my car is under warranty, even though I bought it as a second-hand car. And so I get them to replace the battery. So 40 minutes there, 40 minutes back. The whole time I'm listening to Arabic, okay? And I'm listening to these stories that I have gone through many times now, reading and of course saving words and phrases and listening to and doing it sentence by sentence in sentence mode on my app, listening to each sentence, picking out words and phrases, doing the activities, dictation, flashcards, whatever. And slowly I'm starting to understand. So I'm charging along, charging my battery, hoping to get to the dealer so I can replace my battery. And I'm listening to stories in Arabic that I understand. And I've been at Arabic now for 5-6 weeks. And I'm learning Arabic. Actually, I'm getting to a level where I can at least understand it quite quickly. And that's because of, again, modern methodology, modern technology. The fact that I can do it on my iPhone. I can do it on my iPad. I even do it when I go and work out, I do it on my little iPod Touch here. I can even sit in the bathtub and I hold my little iPod Touch and I can study Arabic. I can touch the little words and and listen to it or whatever I want to do. So there's all these now means. I can get on the internet and I can find resources like, you know, when I first started in Arabic, I had to print out a list of all their the writings, you know, letters, symbols if you want, 4 different forms of them. I was able to find a small grammar book, which I've leafed through a few times, not really trying to remember much. All of these things are available to me. You know, I was just looking at this a little earlier. So if I look at, you know, my past 5-6 weeks on Arabic, in the last month, okay, because our statistics at Link don't go in terms of 6 weeks, but in terms of a month. In the past month, I have listened to 27 hours of Arabic. 27 hours of Arabic. These are our mini stories. We have 40 of them right now. Another 20 will be loaded, you know, in the near future. The first 10, I understand them. The next 10, some of them I understand better than others. And then, you know, those that I haven't listened to 50 or 60 times, I don't understand quite as well. But I have listened to 27 hours. I have read 10,000 words in Arabic in 6 weeks. Putting in, you know, and I know, well, in the last month I have added 320 known words to my known word count. I know about 350 words in Arabic. And this number is going to go up. So in terms of the things that I like to do, you know, the availability of means, you know, and even in terms of connect people, you know, the sort of polyglot community, people who recommend resources to you, places to go, you know, I feel connected as an independent language learner. I feel connected to other people, like Ollie Richards on Facebook. We had a brief exchange because he's also learning different languages, and he learned Arabic, and he was in Egypt, and he said they were the friendliest people he had ever come across. And so that's encouraging. Okay, maybe once I get my modern standard Arabic to a certain level, maybe I'll focus on Egyptian Arabic or Levantine Arabic. I just don't know yet. So you have that level of support. Again, this is the kind of community we live in today. So today, not so bad. You know, I could go on like, yeah, my wife and I like to stay fit. So, and of course she studies stuff that she finds on YouTube. She likes to make sourdough bread. So she finds all kinds of different ways of growing these cultures at home to make her sourdough bread. She has different people who, you know, give her different ways of working on her piano. She finds these exercise routines on YouTube. We connect them to the TV, and, you know, we roll up the carpet and we do these little workout routines at home. There's so many different things. So, yeah, I think that, first of all, it's pointless to complain and say that today is not as good as yesterday, because today is all we have, and we will eventually have tomorrow. And I'm very optimistic about tomorrow. I think that many of the problems that seem overwhelming, including environmental problems, humankind will find a solution. We'll find ways to mitigate. And so I'm an optimist, and I think it's helpful to be an optimist, because I think it's enthusiasm, curiosity, the desire to learn things. These are the things that impel us forward, and a willingness to work with other people and to cooperate and collaborate, which is very much the tone of the sort of internet language learning community. So I'm an optimist, and I think that never have conditions for language learning been as favorable as they are today. So, and there's nothing wrong with being 72. So, thanks for listening. Bye for now. I will shut this down.